Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica, and today we're taking a look at Street Fighter Alpha 3. Before we get into it, if you can just do me a huge favor, go down below and hit that like and subscribe button, it definitely helps us out. When I was debating what Street Fighter game to show, and of course I had to show one, because this is on the CPS 2, I was debating between Alpha 3 and Hyper. And truth be told, I am absolute trash at Street Fighter 2. It's one of my kryptonite games. No matter how much I practice, no matter how much I try to play the game, I just never end up very good at it. I grew up on the Neo Geo, AES, and MVS, and King of Fighters, that is my series. So trying to translate over to Street Fighter 2 is really difficult for me. But playing the Alpha series, it feels more like a King of Fighters game to me. I know that's probably blasphemous to say, but as far as my overall gameplay style goes, I'm much better at Alpha 3, so that's the one that I chose to show. To be quite honest, I just like the game better as is. The animation style, the color, the graphics, the music, everything that makes this game a whole, to me, makes this a near perfect game. I would say that probably this is my favorite fighter on the platform by far. There's another one that I'm going to be showing at the end as far as fighting games are concerned, the last episode in the series, and that is my second favorite, but I probably do debate which one might be the overall number one. The reason I think I can hang with Alpha 3 versus Street Fighter 2 is down to the control scheme. You have the three ISM formats. One is going to be traditional Alpha controls, the other one's going to be your traditional Street Fighter 2 style gameplay, and the third is going to be a mix of both. If I switch over to the Street Fighter 2 controls, I become terrible at this game, just absolutely abysmal. But if I stay on the Alpha style format, I'm much better. I think that comes down to the fact that it feels and plays more like a King of Fighters game. I know that's probably blasphemy and some people are rolling their eyes to bring up King of Fighters, but I think that's why this game just gels in my head. It feels very familiar and something that I'm so used to, I'm able to play it easier. Now, as far as the graphics are concerned, this game is just a 10 out of 10, perfect game. The animation frames are huge. There's so many frames of animation in each character. Even in the transitions like you're looking at here, the overall color themes that Capcom used, the character portraits, and just how everything animates just feels like a really special game that we maybe don't get as much of anymore. Love the character intros when that helicopter comes in and Karen jumps out. There's just a lot of different styles going on that really make up a whole. Like that truck back there with the cow portrait on it. It's just, none of these places really exist in real life. They're kind of caricatures of places, but they feel so alive that it's just so fun to look at. My one disappointment is that you do get some things that animate in the background, like those barber's pulls there do animate, and you get those flashing lights on the truck, but the actual characters in the background, that woman holding a box, is completely static. And I do miss a little bit of that animation in the background. It's a little disappointed they didn't include that, but I'm definitely going to forgive Capcom because the characters have so many frames of animation, they're so large and everything moves so fluidly. I'm just assuming that animating everything in the background would cause them just to have issues actually running this game at full speed. And it definitely does run at full speed. It's perfect 60 frames a second. There's very little, if any, slowdown whatsoever. Everything just works exactly how you would expect it to. Now, if you want to buy this game, there are a ton of options. Obviously, we're playing on the original CPS 2 B-board, and that is a great option. It's going to run you around $300 to $400, and you're going to get almost infinite replayability out of that. Especially if you have friends over and you're playing some two-player matches, time just flies by with this. It's also available on the Sega Saturn, which is an excellent port. I'd avoid the PlayStation 1, it drops frames of animation and just overall has to reduce the quality of the game down to be able to run on that console. But you've also got the PlayStation 2 Anthology Collection, as well as the 30th Anniversary Collection, so there's a ton of ways to play this game, including emulation. The board really isn't that bad to buy, it's around $300, but if you do want to pick up a cheaper copy, that Anthology on PlayStation 2 is going to run you like $20. So my point is that no matter how you pick this game up and play it, minus the PlayStation 1 version, definitely buy it and check it out if you haven't, because it's an absolute amazing game to have in your collection. What I'd really love to see is a Street Fighter Alpha 4. Fully HD, hand-drawn characters, hand-drawn backgrounds, the complete 2D package for modern consoles. It's really disappointing that the Alpha series ended with number 3, and I'd love to see another entry in the series, especially considering you have things like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear. You can even use 3D characters like Guilty Gear does and make them look like they're fully 2D, just to save time and money for Capcom. But short of that, what I'm going to let you do is watch a little bit more of the gameplay. We'll come back and close the video out. But don't worry, we do have some more great CPS2 content coming to you guys next Tuesday and some more to talk about Alpha 3. But otherwise, enjoy the gameplay and watch this little shoe kick. I absolutely love the little fun animations we get in the game. Be back in a second.
What a terrible fighter! That was the best fight I ever saw! It all depends on your skill. Go for broke. KO! You win! Nobody blink! Triumph or die! You win!
Alright, we're back with the Guy Fight, classic Street Fighter character. What I do want to mention is that some of the other versions of this game do have more characters than the arcade version. The PlayStation Portable seems to have the most as far as my research is concerned. I don't own a copy of that game, but looking at a list right now, you are going to have DJ, you're going to have Eagle, Evil Ryu, Fei Long, Ingrid, Makai, Shinakuma, T-Hawk, and Yoon, all available in the game. And those aren't characters that you're going to get in the CPS2 version. Now, I don't really want to play this game on a PlayStation Portable screen. The controls are going to be bad, it's going to be a little hard to see, but if you put your PlayStation Portable into the back of a TV using a component cable, you're going to get a pretty good experience, definitely overall, especially if you plug in a Bluetooth fight stick or something into that adapter. But short of that, that is Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's one of my favorite games in the series. I love the background for Zangief right here. You get all the animations coming off that smelting pot in the background, and that cloth has a little bit of animation. It's not a huge amount, but there's probably like 10 frames there. And that is something, compared to some other gaming series as far as fighters are concerned, that I miss from Street Fighter and the Alpha series. I hate to bring it back around to King of Fighters, but there's so many more animated backgrounds in those games, and that's just something that I wish we saw a little bit more in the Alpha series on the CPS2. I mean, I get it, maybe they didn't have the processing power while they were running the two characters at the same time, but on a screen like this, you get a lot more animation in the background, all those trees blowing, the skull, the lightning, a lot of different things going on. But that is a tiny complaint in what is basically a near-perfect gaming experience. This game was amazing back in the 90s, it's amazing to play in 2019, and I will still be playing this in 2039, whether I have to emulate it or if my original hardware is still working. Short of that, if you could do us a huge favor, go down below and hit that like and subscribe button. It takes us a lot of time, energy, and effort to make these episodes, and your support really helps. If you can, ring the bell as well to be notified of new episodes. We will be back next Tuesday with another episode in the mainline CPS2 series. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you totally can. It's Chicago Game Collector. Otherwise, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll have a smaller episode out on Friday, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday with another entry in the CPS2 season. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good week. Bye-bye.